Guys, so on one of my last videos, somebody asked me if I would do a video about tips or things that I did during IVF. So I'm going to make a video and talk a little bit about what I did, what I would do differently next time, and how I'm doing now. So I'm really not good at doing like the organized videos, so I'm kind of just going to skip through some things, so bear with me. Medication. My tip for the subcutaneous injections is to go fast. You know, when you watch the medication administration videos, if anybody ever watches those, like my clinic does them, you see how fast the people like slide the needle in, and it's like, holy cow, I'm not gonna stab myself with a needle like that. But it really does make a difference. Like I noticed when I would go in a little slower, it seemed like I would feel every single part of the needle, but when I would just hold and just jab it in as fast as I could, it didn't hurt and didn't leave a bruise. So I managed to get all the injections on my stomach done without any bruises or anything. So I think that my husband and I did a pretty good job. So what else? Egg retrieval. My doctor thought that I was at a high risk for OHSS. We only got 17 eggs, which I say only because I've seen a lot of people get a lot more, so I don't know how high of risk I really was at, but I didn't drink any water for the first week after retrieval, like not a drop of water. And I did fine. I mean, I was hurting for a few days afterwards, but I didn't really have any severe OHSS. And even now they say that HSG makes it, will kind of irritate it or bring it back, and I feel fine. So drink lots of Gatorade. After my transfer and bed rest, I stayed on bed rest the entire day after my transfer, lying on my back with a pillow propping my bottom up. And to me it was miserable laying in one position all day. I was sore. I hated it. So I did that until about, my transfer was at 9 in the morning, and I did that until about 8 o'clock at night. And then I just rolled over and laid however I wanted. The next day I got up when I wanted to and ate and whatnot, and then I would get back in bed. So I did about 2 days of bed rest. I mean, the second one was a little more lenient, but I kind of stayed in bed. And the third day, I kind of went about as normal. I mean, I tried to be a little, ever since the transfer, I've been a little lighter with myself than I would have before. Like, I haven't cleaned houses intensively or anything. I know at this point I don't really need to be as light, but it's like, it's still kind of surreal that I'm pregnant, and my husband and I are just scared to do anything that we shouldn't. So what did I eat during my cycle? I didn't really, the only thing I cut out was caffeine, and I didn't really like do any of the special stuff. Like I did eat some pineapple and a few pieces of the core, but I forgot to do it for 5 days. I only did it maybe 2 or 3 times. I heard somewhere on someone's tip video that you should keep your feet warm, and that's important for fertility. I don't know why this one stuck with me, so I wore socks a lot to bed and everything. I made sure my feet were always warm. Our house stays on 70 because I'm hot-natured, so I wanted to make sure my feet were warm. As far as those things, I really don't. I mean, I know a lot of people who are, I've seen on videos and online, a lot of people who go crazy on the amount of things that they limit or don't do or whatever, but I guess it's just whatever works for you, whatever makes you feel like you're putting forth your best effort. I tend to think that it's either going to work or it's not going to work. I think when women are getting pregnant naturally, they're not doing all these crazy rules, like holding stuff back and only eating certain things and not eating this and not eating that. But I know that this is like a special, so people want to, you know, figure out everything they can do to make it have higher chances of working, but I tend to think that it's going to work or it's not going to work. So I did those couple of things with the pineapple and the socks and stuff, but I didn't go crazy. I pretty much ate what I wanted. I actually, yeah, a lot of fast food. I'm kind of regretting the whole eating thing because my husband and I would not have like the greatest eating habits beforehand, but we at least like ate healthy 50% of the time. During this whole thing, we haven't eaten healthy 20% of the time. I probably started this at around, can't believe I'm about to tell my weight, but I probably started this at around like 177, and I'm around 184, 185 right now, which is bad because I'm 5 weeks pregnant. So I'm not real happy with the fact that I've gained weight so quickly, and I'm a little worried because I wanted to lose a few pounds before I started this, but the doctor kind of wanted to start now. He said my tubes were, not backing up with fluid, like I didn't have the hydrosalpinx, and he said that could change in time, so he kind of wanted to do it now while it was a good time, and so I said, okay, well, let's do it now. And I just decided I would lose weight afterwards, but I definitely don't want to pack on 50 pounds while I'm pregnant, so I'm going to talk to my doctor about exactly how many calories I need to be taking in because I really want to start walking more and eating a lot healthier. For one, it's just better, for a baby if you're eating healthier, and for two, I just feel absolutely gross. I've already had to go out and buy stretchy pants and stuff because my pants just aren't even fitting now. So, and part of me feels like that's partly my ovaries and like water retention and stuff. The other part of me knows it's just I've been eating completely crappy and it's a hard habit to break and I want to break it. But as far as tips or things I would do differently next cycle, I would not Google as much. I Googled every day, all day. I pretty much, I was able to quit my job before we started this. I worked at a hospital and I did a lot of call, and it was very tiring and stressful, and we just didn't think that it would be a good environment for me to be in when we were trying to do this. I mean, we wanted to give ourselves the best chance of success, and fortunately we were financially able for me to quit, so that's what I did. And I don't know, I pretty much devoted all my time to worrying about this and like Googling and stuff. I would not do that again. I would try to stay off the computer a little bit. Taking tests, I started taking tests 5 days past my transfer, and it just made me a bigger basket case because every day I would take a test. I wanted to see how it changed. If it didn't change, if the shade changed not enough day to day, I would be like, oh my God, my HCG is going down. And then when I had my first beta, the number was 42, and I was freaking out because I was like, I've been getting a positive test since 5 days past my transfer, so how can my number be so low? And I was thinking to myself that I was doomed, that we were going to miscarry, that it was a chemical, all this stuff. And then my second number came back at 181, so it was doubling like every 32 hours. So they said I was fine, and they weren't going to do any more blood tests. We have an ultrasound the 15th of July. And I, huh?
You said it doubles every 2 hours.
I said 32.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But I have taken a couple of tests since then just because I like to see the test line get darker because it was not as dark as the control line when I got my second beta even. And this is what it is today. This line over here on this side is the test line, so it's way darker than the control line. It's nice to see. But I think I'm going to quit taking them at this point because I can't see it getting much darker. It would have to pretty much take away the whole control line to get any darker. So I definitely would still take a test next time. I would just wait until probably right before my blood test because I don't really want to get that news from the nurse. I want to know myself. I know they say there's false positives and false negatives and whatnot, but I just want to know that beforehand. I don't want to be surprised with that on the phone. So, what else did I do differently? Nothing. I guess next time I would just try not to worry as much. I would try not to indulge as much food-wise, because I'm a little confused now on how to go about taking some of that weight off. I mean, and everybody just says, well, you're pregnant, no, you shouldn't try to, but I don't want to be, 250 pounds when I deliver, so I'm going to start trying to be a lot more conscious of that, but it's hard because in my mind, even though I'm only 5 weeks pregnant, my mind tells me that I should be able to eat what I want, and I crave, nasty food, and so it's going to be a challenge. If anybody has any tips on that, let me know. So that's it. There's my, I know I didn't elaborate too much, but those were the only things I could really think of to talk about. The whole IVF experience for me was not as bad as I thought in some ways, and then worse than I thought in other ways. Like the shots, I didn't think were really a big deal. It sounds weird, but I actually sometimes looked forward to them because it just let me know that, the process was going and like we were getting closer, and I felt like I was doing something to contribute to it. And the intramuscular shots of the progesterone, I freaked out about beforehand because that needle looks long and it seems scary. And, those were the least painful shots of all of them. I mean, granted, I did get some pretty big lumps and bruises from those, but it was nothing like I thought it would be. So that's it. How am I doing now? I'm at 5 weeks and 2 days, I think. So not much to report yet. I'm tired already. I can easily take like a 2 or 3 hour nap and then sleep still like a baby that night. I've started to dream a little bit more. I am already craving foods, but I don't know if that's my subconscious knowing I'm pregnant now and wanting just to eat whatever I want, so I'm thinking I'm craving stuff, but I woke up the other morning at like 6:30 wanting Taco Bell, and I hate Taco Bell, so I've had some cravings. My breasts are a little bit sore from time to time, I mean mostly in the mornings, and no nausea or anything. I don't think that's supposed to be for a couple of weeks still anyway. I do notice when I wake up in the morning I'm super hungry, and my stomach will growl and get mad at me if I don't eat. So that's about it. I'm going to start doing pregnancy vlogs, but I figured I'd wait till like the end of my 5th week, maybe even my 6th, maybe even my 7th. I mean, I don't know which week is best to start. I didn't want to start too early because I think at this stage I'm still so early that there's not a whole lot to report. So I may start with my first ultrasound, or I may start at the end of this week. But I hope someone got something out of this video. I just wanted to share a little bit of what I did and, what I would do differently if I could do it next time. And, that's it. I don't really know if anything I did really contributed to it working for us, or if it was just kind of the luck of the draw. So, talk to you soon, guys.